won't compromise or settle. I'm the one behind the wheel of my life, I won't put on the gas pedal. And I push it down to the middle, till I'm on a whole new level. For personal growth, marketing, branding, and spirituality will help you turn your dreams to reality. Whatever goals you got in mind will help you reach them uncompromised. Cause we are the Uncompromised Podcast with your host, Adam Wills. So let's start the show.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Uncompromised Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wills. Today, I've got a special guest here with me because, he's special to me. Like I told the live stream audience right before we started recording, I've got Jose Bolaños with me here today. And the reason Jose is so special to me is because he's a guy that has been speaking very deeply into my life the last several months, and has created in me areas of growth that I haven't seen in a long time, right? It's kind of like hyper growth mode right now. And so Jose is my personal leadership development coach. We meet together every week. He holds me accountable to things. He inspires me. He gets me to think deeply about what's really going on in my life and who specifically I really aim to be as a leader. And he helps me achieve that and puts me on that path. And so I'm really excited to have him here today to share some of the same things with you guys. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Jose. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Adam. And thank you for that lovely introduction, my friend. I'm honored to be here and excited. And I love the music that you started off with, man. Good way to start.
Gets you charged up, doesn't it?
Gets you pumped up. Yeah.
Yeah. So today, I want to start off by asking you, Jose, where do you stand uncompromised?
I stand uncompromised with my purpose. My purpose in life, I don't compromise it for anything. My life's mission, to be a source of presence, strength, and transformation for others. I'm always trying to find ways to do that. And if I have to make any decision that will stray me away from that will make me sacrifice that, I can't compromise that.
You won't compromise on what your purpose is, and so how do we? Let's start there.
My God-given mission.
Yeah.
What I call my divine responsibility.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's
my divine responsibility.
Now, finding purpose, right? I mean, I think we all at some core level, we kind of laugh at that idea, right? I understand what my purpose is, right? But really, I don't think most people do. And I would say that even I struggled with that. And that's something you helped me with since we started working together and you became my coach back in, what was that, January now? So it's been 4 months. Yeah. And really identifying what my purpose was, because the idea that I had in my head was surface level, and you really helped me dig into like, okay, let's go another layer. Let's peel the onion here. Like what's the next layer underneath that? And how do we get into what is your purpose? What is your purpose as an entrepreneur, as a husband, as a father? And how do we get to that? So how do you help people do that? Where do we start?
Well, we start by just asking ourselves, just seeing the importance of discovering this. You said finding my purpose, and I would even change that word finding to connecting to my purpose. Because sometimes we believe this is like a odyssey, like a journey that we have to take and go somewhere far and long to discover and find my purpose, when I think our purpose is right there underneath the surface. It's something that we just need to stop, because we'll stop when we know it's important. So if we're moving forward without purpose, we don't even know if the work we're doing is even making a difference or having an impact or worth doing. So to continue moving forward without asking yourself, like, for the sake of what? Why am I doing this? What's the purpose behind this that I'm trying to fulfill? I think it's so I think it starts by stopping. It starts by stopping and asking yourself, like, what is my purpose? What is it that I'm trying to bring into every space in my life? And I use the term infinite purpose, because it's something that we do in our life constantly. It's something that we do every day and we never finish doing. And it's what I align my projects with, whether it's my family or my business or whatever projects that I'm bringing into the world. They need to be aligned with this infinite sense of purpose so that they will fulfill on the goal that they're meant to fulfill, which is my growth, my evolution, me connecting more to myself, becoming who God wants us to be. It's through fulfilling on our purpose that we become that person that we're meant to be, that we were sent here to be. So it's not worth moving forward if you don't stop and get a sense of purpose.
And I think a lot of people, when they hear this idea of infinite purpose, and especially the way you articulated it, where you said it's never truly fulfilled, it's never really finished, right? I think that has a tendency to sit on people's ears in a way that is like, well, that actually doesn't sound real enticing. What do you mean I never get to finish it? Like, doesn't the sense of completion actually give us the drive to continue to grow? And so why would I want to set out to pursue something that I'm never going to finish? So maybe you can just answer that for people that might be asking that right now.
Well, you fulfill it every day. And that sense of fulfillment is what you feel satisfied with every day. So I always use mine as an example. I am a source of presence, strength, and transformation. So I wake up every day and my purpose is to fulfill on this in one way or another. And there are different vehicles or different ways or different opportunities for me to fulfill on being a source of presence, strength, and transformation to others. My business is one-on-one coaching. I coach business leaders and entrepreneurs. I help them warrior up, become unbreakable, noble warriors so that they can, become the leaders that they want to be, make the impact they want to make. But I do that through one-on-one coaching. But then I get the opportunity to be invited to your podcast. And here I get the opportunity to also be a source of presence, strength, and transformation to others. And if my child has something today that he goes through, I get to do that for them also. By the end of the day, the question is how much did I fulfill on this? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes me sleep at night complete and whole and satisfied. But if my purpose is just to build a business or make sales or make a certain goal or make a certain amount of money, I can't go to sleep satisfied as night if I didn't do that.
Yeah, and then you always feel like you're on a hamster wheel.
You're on a hamster wheel. I feel like the more I fulfill it, the more fulfilled I feel, the more I understand it, and the deeper I go. And everything that I do is integrated to make me better able to bring that into the world. So every day I just get better at it. Every day I just but I do want to say something. There's this infinite purpose, but then there's my craft, which is how I bring it into the world, whether it's through speaking, through coaching, through writing a book, or through a podcast, or whatever it is. I always tell people I can make T-shirts and fulfill my purpose. I can be a source of presence, strength, and transformation to others through T-shirts. So I can monetize it in any way I want. The monetizing part, that's my craft. Yeah. So purpose without craft is worthless. It's like you're not going to be able to take care of yourself, your family. So we do need to figure out, once we have clarity of purpose, how are we going to bring it into the world? That's what I call the finite projects. So all the projects that we monetize, or if that's what you're going to do, unless you're an NGO, but if you're an entrepreneur, you're figuring ways to bring this into the world and monetize on it and get value from it and feed your family from it and be wealthy and abundant from it. But every day I get opportunities to do that, no matter the circumstances, no matter what's going on. It can be, the economy can be good or it can be bad, but I still am able to fulfill on my purpose every day. And that's fulfilling. It's fulfilling and it's satisfying, and it makes me go to bed every day with an easy heart, like an easy mind.
Yeah. It's really intentional alignment, which is something that you and I have been talking a lot about lately,
Yeah.
and it's an area of personal growth which you've been pushing me on. And in fact, you were a big uh, inspiration for this podcast and for actually
Mhm.
ending my last podcast, because you kept pushing me towards how is everything in your life in intentional alignment with your infinite purpose. And what I was finding in the process of that discovery and conversation with you is that a lot of things were not in intentional alignment. And that was why I was
Yeah.
starting to feel burdened and burned out, was because I was doing all these different things. And as you put it, I was compartmentalizing, right? Which was kind of I'll just say my law enforcement career kind of ruined me for that, right? And taught me how to compartmentalize all the different areas of my life for, safety reasons, for good reason, right? But, I'd keep things shut off. And you caught me, you busted me right at the beginning of the podcast before we started recording, when I told you I was going to be live streaming, and you asked what platforms I was live streaming to. And I didn't mention Facebook. And so for
Yeah.
anybody that's seeing this on Facebook, maybe knows, well, wait a second, I haven't seen Adam live stream this podcast here before. Well, that's because I had to admit to my coach here, Jose, right at the beginning, that I wasn't streaming to Facebook because it felt too personal. And he pointed out to me that I was compartmentalizing again, and I needed to quit doing that. So we ripped that Band-Aid off, and here we are.
Yeah, but you said something that, the law enforcement ruined me. No, it served you. That compartmentalizing served you in law enforcement, but it might not be serving you now.
Mm-hmm.
And so integrating everything seems like what you're being called to do now. And but yeah, we can tell if when we have our mission and our God-given divine responsibility over here, and then we have our work over here, but they're far apart. Then to me, that's kind of like, okay, is there a way that we can bring these things together where my work is my God-given mission and they're completely aligned? And when they're completely aligned, everything becomes integrated. So for me, everything I do, whether it's working out or coaching or reading or meditating or breathing or praying or whatever I do in my life, it's all integrated to me being able to be a source of presence, strength, and transformation to others. It's all feeding into that capacity. It's not that I'm doing this over here and then someday maybe I'll do something else over here and that they're separate. It's all integrated. Yeah. And it's a milestone in my coaching. In my coaching, there's a moment where most of my clients get to that point where it's like, oh, it's all connected. It's
everything.
I can see why. So I go lift weights for the sake of being a source of presence, strength, and transformation to others. I even go surf for the same reason. I go and I connect to nature and the ocean and the waves, and I surf and I feed my soul and I feel my spirit. But that's part of what I bring to my clients, and that's part of who I am for them also. So it's all integrated.
Yeah. Now, some of those things that you just mentioned too are for the purpose of managing the things that life throws at us, which you have a very specific term that you like to use for that, and that's VUCA. Would you mind tell everybody what is VUCA? What does it mean? And tell us some more about some of these different exercises, if you will, that you utilize in order to manage VUCA.
Well, here's the basic premise behind my framework or my methodology, how I've made sense of things, is that we need to connect to purpose. Without purpose and meaning, it's all meaningless. And we all face a VUCA world, which is a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. It's just an acronym to name everything that life can throw at us. Because we need to name it. If we can name it, we can tame it. And nobody escapes from the fact that the world is VUCA, that there's volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. I live it every day. My clients live it every day. We all have stuff thrown at us. And if you have a purpose, this whole thing gets meaning. It becomes meaningful. Like, could you imagine having to deal with all the crap life throws at you? Without purpose, you will go into an existential crisis. Like, what is the meaning of all this? But if you go through it with purpose, then it all becomes meaningful. Even the difficulties become meaningful when you have purpose behind it. So no matter whether you have purpose or not, you're going to face VUCA. You're going to face a world that's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. There's going to be tragedy. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be entropy. There's going to be scarcity. There's going to be adversity and challenges. And so my basic invitation is you got to warrior up. And warrior up means you got to train. You got to train like a warrior or like an athlete would train for their own discipline. And you got to train your mind. You got to train your body. You got to train your spirit through different practices. We use what I call stressors to build our strength and resilience. So we do ice baths, we do breath work, we do exercise, we do training, physical training, we do overbreathing, underbreathing. We do a lot of practices, but again, for the sake of what? For the sake of fulfilling on our purpose. So we connect it all, and it all starts becoming part of one focus, which is being able to fulfill our purpose. But we also do non-stressful practices. So we do meditation, we do breath, we do body practices. And we use this so that we can warrior ourselves up, so that we can build ourselves up. But it's not about feeling good. It's not about self-care. It's not about just relieving stress and anxiety. It's about being a strong warrior capable of fulfilling their purpose. That's it. I'm training and I'm building myself up, and I'm doing this because I have this noble purpose to be a source of presence, strength, and transformation for others. And if I'm not built up and if I'm not strong, then I can't serve other people.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So we train every day. That's my invitation. My invitation is connect to your purpose. And once you do that, or get a sense of your purpose, go train every day. No matter what's happening, you got to train yourself up to be able to keep on moving forward, be stronger, be more stable, be more focused, have more control, turn your mind into your ally, and be a better resource for the world and for those people around you. There's no choice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes time and it takes discipline. I mean, it's challenging. It's not something that comes easy. It's something I'm still struggling with, and but we're making progress.
I do want to say one thing. Imagine you're going through this VUCA world, this challenging life without purpose and without training. God bless your soul. Like, wow. I wish you the best. If you're going through this without purpose and without training, I cannot imagine how heavy the burden must be. And I do want to say one thing. You know what the greatest tool is? Like, what's the greatest element to being able to manage all this? It is faith. There's a book called What God Does to the Brain. And bottom line, when you do things with faith, it just transforms everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that I have faith that my purpose is my God-given responsibility, my divine responsibility, since I am completely uncompromised on that, like this is it. That faith in that is what makes the difference in being unbreakable and not. That's like the over-encompassing element that's needed to be unbreakable.
Yeah. Jose, it's been awesome to have you on. I think we should do some follow-up. We're up against our time here. So we're going to have to wrap up.
Dude,
hey, you know what? People have short attention spans, man, goldfish and all. So we've got to meet people where they're at, but we'll have you back again. I do want you to close us out. Let everybody know, give them just a little taste. Who do you want to connect with here, and how can they, in turn, if they're interested in what you have to offer, how can they connect with you?
Well, I want to connect with purpose and impact-driven business leaders. So it's not just about the money and the success, but they want to make an impact. They want to, they're driven by purpose or want to be driven by purpose. They don't necessarily have to be driven by purpose right now. And they want to find total fulfillment in their life. They want to feel totally fulfilled with the life they live, with the work they do, and they want to make it meaningful and purposeful and impactful. And those are the people that I want to connect with. And maybe they're struggling or overwhelmed, or things aren't going the way they expected them. They can reach out to me through Facebook. They can reach out to me through you, and book a call with me. My practice is very boutique. It's not this big marketing funnel that people have to go through. It's just reaching out. I work with a small group of people, but I work very intimately. And if that's the kind of work that you want to do in your life, then yeah, through Facebook, through Instagram, Noble Warriors Path, or through Adam right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I can absolutely connect anybody with you. Jose, thank you for everything. Sincerely, like, thank you for everything you're doing in my life, in my business, in my relationships. And thank you for, of course, being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I was honored.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out this episode of the Uncompromised Podcast. The podcast officially goes live May 1st in all the major listening podcast apps. So please check it out then. You're getting the pre-release version here, watching the live stream. But please do check that out as we roll out of here. Hey, if you know somebody that might be a good guest for the show, please hit me up, AdamW@Hite, HITE, digital.com. Let me know who they are. I'd love to invite them onto the show. We'll talk about being an uncompromised blank. Uncompromised entrepreneur, uncompromised father, husband, dad, mother, whatever it may be. So until next time, just remember to be uncompromised. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.